I'm the ad-lib MC, and I'm just going to introduce the first person who really helped put a lot of this together, my brother, Ron Israel. So give a hand to Ron, and let's start out.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming, and I think it's going to be a really good show. We're here 250 years ago, believe it or not, on this day. Two friends of Paul Revere went up to the steeple in the Old North Church in Boston and hung two lights, which was a symbol that the British were coming across the Charles River and onwards to Lexington and Concord. And so Paul Revere rode ahead, warned the militias in this area, and that was the start of the Revolutionary War. And it's interesting to note that before that day, maybe for a couple of years, the colonists had a tradition or practice of protesting against the British. They did the famous Tea Party protest where they dumped tons of tea off a British frigate in Boston Harbor. They didn't pay their taxes. They tarred and feathered some British officers. I don't know if we're going to get to that point, but there was a long history of protest, and this concert is in the spirit of that tradition, and in the spirit of a long tradition of American protest music, beginning with When Johnny Comes Marching Home Again to We Shall Overcome and beyond that. So we have a group of really dedicated, fantastic musicians tonight who are going to, each of them, share a couple of their protest social justice songs with you. They will introduce themselves to you. We have a speaker. Is Liv Santoro here yet? No. We have a speaker from the ACLU of Massachusetts. This is a benefit concert for them, so the tickets that you purchased or what you paid when you came in or any other amount that you want to donate in a donation box will go to help them do the work that they're doing, including they've been to court several times this week trying to get the release of the Turkish student at Tufts that was carted away by ICE to a prison in Louisiana. So anyway, I hope you're going to enjoy this. I'm going to start with one song, and then my good friend Steve Azzaro is going to take over, and we'll go from there. Stand up to the strong man. When he makes his play, who has the courage to speak out and say, I ain't going that way. Will it be his lieutenants, ones who shake their head yes? Will one of them step out of line and insist I can't go along with this? Or will it be the judges who he be put on the bench? Will one of them break with the others and say, sorry, sorry I dissent? Or will it be the merchants? He lines their pockets with gold. When will they stop gifting him all of his houses and roads? Or could it be the reporters? He calls them his enemies. Will they call him what he is, a felon and a thief? Or will it be you, my brother? He's got you doing time. When will you wake up and see that your life is on the line? Who will stand up to the strong man when he makes his play? Who has the courage to speak out and say, I ain't going that way. I ain't going that way. Steve?
Thank you, Ron. My name is Steve Azzaro. I've written a lot of songs in the last couple of years, but I think the ones that I'm working on now are the most important. It's like the one that Ron sang. It's a good idea. So my name is Steve Azzaro. I've written a lot of songs in the last couple of years. I think the songs I'm writing now are the most important that I've ever written, and we're in some really challenging times, as you well know. So I'm going to sing my song, The Burden of Freedom, and that's about our moral and civic duty to defend due process and our Constitution with courage, vigilance, and consistent engagement. I think we're learning that now. I think we're seeing that we need to be engaged now. Then I'm going to read you a narrative that I wrote of what I think America could and should be, and I've titled it The American Dream Out of Many, One. And out of many, one is a motto that was adopted by the committees on July 4th, 1776, and is on the Great Seal of America, of the United States. Please remember, this concert is a benefit for the ACLU of Massachusetts, and please donate by going to the Musicians for the Greater Good website, www.musiciansforthegreatergood.org, and clicking on the donate button, and we would thank you very much for that. So this is my song, Burden of Freedom. Freedom is a precious gift, as is our Bill of Rights. We need to be mindful and vigilant, or they'll vanish in the silent night. Guaranteed by our Constitution, we must protect our rights. Rise and defend them now, or they'll be lost in the deep, dark night. Can I choose my own path, or must I bow and obey? Can I speak my truth without fear, or they steal my voice away? Can I worship in peace raise my voice, even condemn? Or will fear silence me, give away my freedom to them? We will walk and talk and play and pray and live in freedom every day. But you better be on guard, keep watch, let the truth and honor guide our way. We won't be silenced, we won't be left behind. We're gonna break those golden chains, and truth will be our guide. Together all our people will sing a mighty freedom song like now, of justice and truth, because united we're strong. We will talk and stand hand in hand. We're gonna defend our republic every day. We'll be on guard, take care, let truth and honor guide our way. We won't be pawns of the royal rich, the corporations or the politicians. We're gonna defend our Constitution, not be silenced by oppression. With courage and truth, defend our families and friends, and reject media lies with corruption to a merciful end. People will rise to reclaim the rights our founders gave. We'll own property, educate our kids with our future to save. Protected by due process, not corrupted by the rich few. Choose our own path, defend freedom. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. We will walk, talk, play and pray, and live in freedom every day. We'll defend our Constitution where our rights are found. We'll protect our republic. We won't back down. We'll never back down. Thank you. Oh, sure, certainly. My friend Tom, can I unplug this thing now? You can. I'm going to read for you a narrative that I wrote, and it's called The American Dream, Out of Many One. I'm just going to start a little musical background. Out of many one, e pluribus unum. Okay. The United States of America stands as a beacon of unity, prosperity, and shared purpose. A nation built on the belief that every individual, regardless of background, has the opportunity to pursue a better life. Diversity is celebrated as our greatest strength. Across communities, from bustling city streets to quiet farmlands, Americans work together to forge a future where success is not an isolated achievement, but a collective endeavor that uplifts everyone. In our America, education is the bedrock of our democracy, a foundation upon which progress and opportunity are built. From childhood to adulthood, every American flourishes with access to world-class learning, ensuring that knowledge and innovation drive the nation forward. The right to pursue one's dreams is precious, allowing every individual to shape their own destiny. Through mentorship, creativity, and lifelong learning, we cultivate a culture where every citizen, young and old, contribute meaningfully to society. In every town and city, ingenuity and opportunity thrive, strengthening our national fabric. A strong America demands a thriving economy, one that serves all segments of our communities and society. Small businesses are nurtured, entrepreneurship is encouraged, and corporations operate with integrity, embracing responsibility toward workers, sustainability, and technological progress. Fair wages, universal health care, and a strong social safety net ensure that everyone is included. The American dream is a promise to all, a life of dignity, security, and purpose. In our America, innovation is at the heart of our progress, and labor is fairly compensated with a living wage. Technology, from artificial intelligence to advanced infrastructure, is a tool for empowerment, revitalizing industries and making work more meaningful. Our commitment to sustainability ensures that cities, renewable energy, and ecological restoration pave the way for a healthier, more resilient future. In our precious America, for the people, common ground prevails. In politics, governance, business, and daily life, our shared values, love of country, mutual respect, and a collective drive for progress shape our actions and conversations. True leadership is defined by the ability to inspire hope, foster unity, and engage in meaningful dialogue. Compromise and cooperation remain the cornerstones of our republic, strengthening the bonds of friendship and civic responsibility that sustain our democracy. Our America, by the people, is a land where faith and culture coexist in harmony. Whether in churches, synagogues, mosques, temples, or community centers, people come together to celebrate what unites them. The rich tapestry of our nation's cultures and beliefs is a testament to the strength of our diversity and inclusivity. Every voice is heard, valued, and cherished, ensuring that the American identity remains dynamic and ever evolving. In our America, every person has an equal opportunity to thrive. Families are treasured. The elderly are honored. The young are empowered. And those in need are supported. Compassion and strength walk hand in hand, proving that patriotism is a deep commitment to the well-being of all. This is our United States of America, a republic of the people, by the people, and for the people. We embrace our past, thrive in the present, and strive forward together, ever united in our shared dream. Through hard work, perseverance, and unwavering dedication, we realize and embody the true promise of our national motto and American dream created July 4th, 1776, out of many, one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
By my chin, 2 fingers. Okay, relaxed and comfortable position. Okay. Thank you. My name is Karen Sauer. I'm from Boston, and I'm going to be singing 2 of my own songs tonight. As you may have heard, the Trump administration does not respond to reporters with pronouns in their bios. According to the White House press secretary, any reporter who chooses to put their preferred pronouns in their bio clearly does not care about biological reality or truth, and therefore cannot be trusted to write an honest story. My song is about a particular pronoun, the singular they. I'm sure that many people in this room find it confusing. I know I did. But here's why you might want to use it anyway. My song is called Grammar Ain't What It Used to Be. They is among us, they is here to stay. Even Merriam-Webster likes the singular they. They's the pronoun for the non-binary, them that are neither he nor she. Maybe it don't sound grammarly, but grammar ain't what it used to be. Oh, thank you. If you find they perturbing, it might be less disturbing if you use it with a plural verb. That's allowed. Now listen here. For the gender queer, these times are tough, but it's easy enough for yous to use the pronoun they choose to be in deference to gender fluidity, 'cause grammar ain't what it used to be. They is among us, they is here to stay. Even Merriam-Webster likes the singular they. They's the pronoun for the non-binary, them that are neither he nor she. Maybe it don't sound grammarly, but grammar ain't what it used to be. Now let's go back in time and talk about Ms. Way back in the 20th century, we said grammar's not the boss of me. Decided it was no one's biz if a gal ain't married or if she is. Most of us got used to Ms. Some still don't get it, but gee whiz, it's even in the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary, 'cause grammar ain't what it used to be. Ms. is among us, she ain't going away, and it looks like singular they is likewise here to stay. They's the pronoun for the non-binary, them that are neither he nor she. Maybe it don't sound grammarly, but grammar ain't what it used to be. Now let's go farther back. Farther back. I am I, and we are we. You're you, but you didn't used to be. Until the 19th century, you were known as thou or thee. It's an etymological mystery, but that's how it was in history. And some still refuse to see that grammar ain't what it used to be. Thou hast left the building, fare thee well, we say. And I'm almost done singing about the singular they. There's the pronoun for the non-binary, them that are neither he nor she. Maybe it don't sound grammarly, but grammar ain't what it used to be. So what if it don't sound grammarly? They is part of my family, and love trumps grammar. That's why I use the singular they. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please remember that this concert is a benefit for the ACLU of Massachusetts, and you can donate by going to the Musicians for Greater Good website, www.musiciansforthegreatergood.org, and clicking the donate button. Thank you. Okay, so our president is fond of using the phrase, everybody knows that, especially when he's not telling the truth. This is everybody knows that. And it has a sing-along chorus. So the words you need to know are everybody knows that. So I will give you the nod. And I think I have a few ringers out there that are going to help me with this. So this is Everybody Knows That. He lives a lie and lies to live. Something's gotta give. We hold this truth to be self-evident. He ain't fit to be president. Runs the country like a country club for rich white men. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Yeah, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Runs the country like a country club for rich white men. Everybody knows that. You don't have to sing it then. But you guys are great. You guys are great. Okay. The rich get richer and the poor stay poor. If you ain't got the scratch, don't knock on the door. Commander-in-Chief has verified. Everybody's getting tariff-eyed. Your tax dollars at work, read the fine print. Everybody knows that. 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 Read the fine print. Everybody knows that. Lady in the harbor is sighing. US of A is disunifying. Overrun by malevolent men. We shall overcome, but when? Someday just ain't soon enough, and everybody knows that. 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 Someday just ain't soon enough, and everybody knows that.
Check, check. A little feedback there. How you doing? So my name is Howie, and thanks for all for coming. And thanks to Ron and everybody putting this together. And don't forget, it's a benefit for the ACLU Massachusetts, so donate. And it's just one of the millions of things we got to do, right? There's so many things. Anything you do is good enough, as long as it's toward ending this monstrosity. And don't forget, there's a lot of rallies going on tomorrow around the state. So. There's one in the next town in Bolton, 1 to 3. Okay, and there's one in Plymouth, where I'm going, because I live in Cohasset, at Plymouth Rock. It's a good site. So, I'm going to do 2 songs. One's called "Take It Down," and it's about, we got to just. The whole system's so fucking rotten. We just have to take it down. It's not a bug, it's a feature, the injustice and the suffering. So it's really not much that can be done to fix it, and it might have to be just completely gutted in some way and start anew. But the other song's called "Bring Back Tomorrow," and it's about hope for the future. It's up to you and it's up to me. So many eyes cannot see. It's the same old everywhere. So many ears cannot hear. Watch your mouth, watch your step. Watch the world slip from your grip. All your gods won't save you now. You're the only savior now. Bring back tomorrow. crack at yesterday. Bring back tomorrow. There must be something more you wanna say. It's time and time again. Open up your mind and then reach down deep inside and then lend yourself a helping hand. Time to take a stand right now. It's all right there for you to know. Stop the war machine tonight. Show some balls. Do what's right. Bring back tomorrow. Let's take another crack at yesterday. Bring back tomorrow. There must be something more you wanna say. There must be something more. There must be something more. There must be something more you wanna say to me. Thank you. This is called Take It Down. 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 You know what I know, and you'll go wherever I go. You will reap what I will sow. I'm coming from behind, we'll soon be toe to toe. Take it down. Take it down. You drink the water from my well. You try to fool me, but I can tell your sons and daughters not doing so well. You're gonna shiver and shake when I ring your bell. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. You're standing on hollow, holy ground with no idea what's coming down. 6,000 years of just fucking around, and all you got to show is some phony crown. Take it down. 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 This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. That means everyone. I know that was a little angry, but you know.
I'm Paul Beck. This is Leslie Bryant. We go by Ergo Canto because Les Paul was already taken. We actually signed up to one gig as Les Paul and said, he's here? It was before he died.
I think it was dead, though.
This first song is written by Woody Guthrie and Martin Hoffman about a plane crash that occurred in 1948, I believe it was, and Woody was taken by the fact that the newspaper report didn't name any of the victims, just said they were deportees. And you got the guitar? The crops are all in, the peaches are rotting, the oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. You're flying them back to that Mexican border to pay all their money and wade back again.
My father's own father, he waded that river. They took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters come working your fruit trees, and they rode the trucks till they took down and died. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane, and all they will call you will be deportee.
Well, some of us are illegal, some are not wanted. Our work contract's out and we have to move on. It's 600 miles to that Mexican border. They chase us like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves.
We died in your hills and we died in your deserts. We died in your valleys, we died on your plains. We died neath your trees and we died in your bushes. Both sides of the river, we died just the same. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane, and all they will call you will be deportee.
The sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon, a fireball of lightning that shook all our hills. Who are all these good friends all scattered like dry leaves? The radio says they are just deportees. Is this the best way we can grow our good orchards? Is this the best way we can grow our good fruit? To fall like dry leaves and to rot on your topsoil, and be known by no name except deportee. Goodbye to my Juan, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane, and all they will call you will be deportee. And all they will call you will be deportee. Thank you. And we're going to do in case nobody's mentioned it yet, this concert is a benefit for the ACLU. And this song is one we wrote for the economic downturn of 2008 or thereabouts, though it's been, shall we say, the last verse has been updated, which is why I've got words.
Sing along if you can figure out the chorus.
I was going to bring
fast.
copies, but, then that would be messy. It's called the Military Industrial Complex Lullaby. Weren't you surprised to wake in the morning, find that your money was spent? How the armies had all banged their heads on the wall, but no one remarked on the dent. In the portentous cloud of gloom hanging over your parcel of life now misspent. And weren't you surprised what the bankers and epaulets charged for the money they lent?
There are high yields and low yields, and sometimes there's no yield at all.
But the yield to temptation, that secret salvation, when somebody else takes the fall. Weren't you amazed to read in the paper the whole of the world had gone mad? How the captains of industry sailing their gunships absconded with all that you had. And the ring through your nose, it's tied to their anchor that holds you in place, so be glad that you signed up for life on a ship full of fools where nothing is immoral or bad.
There are high yields and low yields, and sometimes there's no yield at all.
But the yield to temptation, that secret salvation, when somebody else takes the fall. Now was it astounding, the news that you found when you checked your account on the net? How the gold man had sacks full of treasures and bonds that he won playing Russian roulette, while the bankers in pinstripes all dictated rules to their Wall Street marionettes as they danced to the tune of the bears and the bulls while dragging you deeper in debt.
There are high yields and low yields, and sometimes there's no yield at all.
But the yield to temptation, that secret salvation, when somebody else takes the fall. And have you reflected on who we elected when all the adults disappeared? How the sheep were enthralled by a Mexican wall while the shepherd was counting on fear. With a smile and a wink and a lie and a blink, and with Teslas and tariffs on friends, while the markets are bouncing, the grifters denouncing again and again and again and again.
There are high yields and low yields, and sometimes there's no yield at all.
But the yield of temptation, that secret salvation, when somebody else takes the fall. There are high yields and low yields, and sometimes there's no yield at all. But that yield of temptation, that final damnation, when somebody else takes the fall. It's that yield of temptation, that perverse fascination, when somebody else takes the fall.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Don't forget ACLU.
I guess I'm gonna have to. Hello, I'm Rich Eilbert, and from Lincoln, Mass, and this is Kenny Selcer, probably a well-known local guitarist, and he's backing me up. He's agreed to do that. We've been playing together for many years. Okay, so these are a couple originals. I guess what there's a common thread of they were written almost exactly 8 years apart, both like right at the beginning of the administration and the previous round we had in 2016. So kind of a rant here. Christians hate the Muslims and the Muslims hate the Jews. Cowboys want the wetbacks to go back home. Men with guns hate the peaceniks and the peaceniks hate the FBI. And this whacked out crowd packs into the Superdome. And half of the fans hate the red team, the other half hate the blue. A few in the middle that don't know what to do. But everybody's getting angry, yeah, everybody's getting sore. Everybody's hell-bent to settle the score. And those billionaires get richer every day. They're building on fear the time-tested way. Beware of strangers, that's what they say. Oh, those billionaires get richer every day. There's road rage on the highway and rioting in the street, while TV pundits blather on and debate. And the farmers hate the ranchers hate the wolves, and there's hungry wolves gathering at the gate. Oh, a black horse kicked in the front door, but nobody's too concerned. They're worried about peer reviews and lessons learned. And the government drones are watching you, and Google's watching too, telling them where you go and what you do. And those billionaires get richer every day. They're building on fear the time-tested way. Beware of strangers, that's what they say. Oh, those billionaires get richer every day.
You know, the scientists say we'll die from heat, evangelists say we'll freeze, while girls in hot pants parade across the stage. And some folks let it all hang out, some folks suck it in. Some trolls get their thrills by kicking the cage. You know, the prisoners hate the jailers and the jailers hate the routine. Everybody loves the soldiers in the war machine. But there's pirates on the high seas, and those high seas are rising fast. And I wonder how long the whole damn thing will last. Yeah, those billionaires get richer every day. They're building on fear, the time-tested way. Beware of strangers, keep them at bay. Oh, those billionaires get richer. Billionaires get richer. Those fat cats get richer every day. That's billionaires. I did a recent count, just a little sanity check today to see how many billionaires are in the administration. Anybody want to take a guess? In the well, there were 10 that were listed. And they're like Secretary of Interior, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of Commerce, Doge. And probably that last one kind of inspired me, the Doge one, to write this song. Not all that long ago. It's kind of a little road trip around the country with a few problems. Up in there, Ricky? I was driving round this country in me electric Tesla car, but the road got very bumpy and potholes my bones did jar. So methinks I'll take a respite at a government hotel. But when they showed me to my quarters, said the place has a musky smell. Now the manager came and seemed annoyed. He said, your reservation is void. Oh, so do that one again. The manager came and seemed annoyed. His face was glowing red. Said your reservation now is void. Get off me frickin' bed. Well, I grabbed it for my smartphone, quick as you could ring a bell. I'm giving no stars for this shite hole. You know, the place has a musky smell. Then I headed south to Florida, to a castle by the sea. Secret files lay in the corridor, strewn out in front of me. As I strolled around the compound, oh, I sensed an evil spell. Fumes were rising from the ground. You know, the place had a musky smell. Oh, I went on to southern Texas, where the spacecraft come crashing down. I thought I'd take some breakfast in this techie little town, but the waitress spilled my coffee and the eggs were cooked too well. And I told the cashier, worst of all, the place has a musky smell. Tell 'em about it. Then I sped north to Wisconsin. I heard an election was being bought. Some rich tycoon was sponsoring a seat on the high court. But the voters rose against him and they rallied with a yell. Oh, we'd rather have our clean air than a place with a musky smell. Then I tracked on back to Washington. I heard the Capitol's been repaired. It's the workplace of our congressmen, but most of them are scared. Oh, they sidestepped all my questions. The reason was plain to tell. Every voter was moaning. The place has a musky smell. Now my last stop was the White House, the glory that was Rome. Oh, I joked with the guy showing me about, you know, this house is not a home. Oh, he asked me what I meant by that. I said your West Wing stinks to hell. Well, you better call out pest control. The place has a musky smell. I'm telling you, you better call out pest control. The place has a musky smell. One more. Hey, thanks, folks. And please remember to donate for the ACLU, Massachusetts, very important. And 2 words to remember, collective action.
Yeah. Could you move this music stand away, please? Yeah. Wonderful to be here. Thanks for showing up. That's what it's going to take, showing up, right? Remember, this is for the ACLU, and you can donate at musiciansforthegreatergood.org. This first song is a song that I wrote to celebrate all of the musicians who are using their art to make the world a little better. When I was a younger man, the songs I sang were secondhand of folks long gone who worked the land and sailed upon the sea. Songs no single person owns, polished smooth like river stones, or patched by common thread, sewn by those unknown to me. They are my brothers, I sing their sorrows. They are my sisters, I share their pain. I hear their laughter in every chorus, and dreams whisper in each refrain. I hope you remember the chorus better than I do. And if you do, just join along. Some of the singers of today may say it in a different way. They plug in their instruments and play louder than I do. But I feel the same way when I hear new songs that ring true and clear. It gives me faith, replacing fear. We can make it through. Here we go. They are my brothers, I sing their sorrows. They are my sisters, I feel their pain. I hear their laughter in every chorus, and dreams whisper in each refrain. I hear ya. They sing songs that sow the seeds of hope, inch by inch, row by row. Wisdom of the common folk links in our human chain. We need those singers here and now. May they keep their hands upon the plow, and by their faith, by their songs, show us how we can do the same. Our brothers sing their sorrows. They are our sisters, share their pain. Hear their laughter in every chorus, and dreams whisper in each refrain. They are our brothers, sing their sorrows. They are our sisters, share their pain. Hear their laughter in every chorus, and dreams whisper in each refrain. I heard you. Thank you. Forgot to introduce myself. My name is Tom Smith. You know, I was a grown-up, I was an adult when I first heard the phrase white privilege. And I accepted and realized that white privilege existed. But as a person who grew up poor in rural Pennsylvania, it didn't apply to me. And I have to say, it took me a lot of kind of soul-searching to think about that and come to grips with the fact that just by virtue of the color of my skin, I did have privilege. when I looked up to the flag, my young hand upon my breast, proud of the nation that we had, I swore allegiance with a pledge written on my classroom walls. I saw liberty and justice for all. All my goals were in my sight. What I worked for, I could win. I knew that my future would be bright, a privilege granted by my skin. On the white side of the wall, I saw liberty and justice for all. Now hatred has removed its mask, emboldened by the choice we made. The stars and bars flies from the mast. We fortify our barricade. Can we boast of freedom behind walls without liberty and justice for all? Now as I look upon the flag, scarred by anger and by greed, I unfurl that tattered rag to raise a dream I still believe. I pledge to tear down my walls, to build liberty and justice for all. I pledge to tear down my walls, to build liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now, thank you. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Ron Israel, who's going to be introducing our speaker for this evening.
Liv, are you? Is Liv here? Hi, come on up. So, Liv Santoro is the Deputy Field Director for Civic Education and Mobilization at the ACLU of Massachusetts. She primarily works with ACLU volunteers and community partners to engage them in civil rights and civil liberties advocacy at the state and local level, and she builds workshops and trainings to help people get the skills they need, probably all of us, to be effective advocates in their community. She's been with the ACLU of Mass for 8 years. It's great to have you here.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Ron. And thank you to the musicians for Greater Good for hosting this. Let's put a round of applause for all the musicians tonight. So as Ron said, my name is Liv, and I'm one of our deputy field directors at the ACLU of Massachusetts. And it's my job to work with our volunteers and the public to get everyone engaged in the work that we are doing at the ACLU of Massachusetts. I think everyone here probably knows who the ACLU is, but just a little bit about us. We are a nationwide organization. We have an office, our national office in New York, and then we have state affiliates in all 50 states and in Puerto Rico as well. And I'm proud to say that our affiliate here in Massachusetts is the oldest in the country. We're about 204 years old. And so we've got a long history of advocating in Massachusetts, and we're not showing any signs of stopping. The work that we do is multifaceted. We do a lot of work in the courts, which I think is what people know us most for. But in addition to that work, we also do work to pass policy reform, both in DC and also at state legislatures and in local municipalities as well, to further our civil liberties and civil rights work. And so I'm just going to say a couple things about what we're doing, and then I'm going to turn it back to the musicians. There are many court cases and lawsuits against the Trump administration, and the ACLU has filed about half of those lawsuits, and our office here in Massachusetts is involved in 6 of those cases. And I'll just say a couple of words about one of them because I think it's fresh in everyone's mind. Our folks here with Rumeysa Ozturk in her case. So she is a Tufts PhD student who was taken by ICE on the streets of Somerville a few weeks ago. Out of curiosity, how many people have seen that video of her? Yeah, that's what it looks like in every room that I speak to. Really shocking and chilling. And a few days after her arrest, our legal team joined her immigration attorney on this case. And it's been a little bit of a roller coaster since then. But the basics are that Rumeysa was taken by ICE and moved through a few different states. She was driven to New Hampshire. She was driven to Vermont, where she spent a night in a detention center there. And then she was flown the next morning to Louisiana, where she is currently being detained. And in the very first court hearing we had here in Massachusetts, in the Seaport, it was very clear that it was always the government's intention to move her to Louisiana, where it would be much easier for them to make their case. And so fortunately, the Massachusetts judge ruled that her case should be heard in Vermont, which is where she had been for one night before she was in Louisiana. And earlier this week, on Wednesday, if folks are following the news, her immigration proceedings in Louisiana, she had a bond hearing, and unfortunately she was denied bond by immigration court there. And something that our legal team is making really clear to people is that the immigration courts are in control, are controlled by the executive branch, and so they are not impartial courts, whereas the federal court is independent. And so it's really important that we get the opportunity to argue our constitutional case in federal court. And on my way here, some truly breaking news, we did get an order from the federal judge in Vermont that he believes the case should be heard in Vermont and that Rumeysa should be moved back to Vermont no later than May 1st. So we are taking the small victories. I was just having a conversation about that. Taking the small victories along the way, but just wanted to give you all an update on that case as it's unfolding. There are 5 other cases that are happening in Massachusetts. A lot of federal litigation is happening in Massachusetts, and so I do encourage you to get in touch with us at the ACLU. We have an email list where we can keep you updated on what's happening, and we welcome you to come to federal court in Boston and see those proceedings for yourselves. In addition to that federal litigation that we're doing, the work that I do is primarily around our state policy work and our local policy work, and I help to manage our volunteer action team, which is made up of folks just like yourselves all across Massachusetts who are getting engaged in that work with us. And so I really want to invite all of you to join us in that fight. When I first started at the ACLU 8 years ago, just as Trump was being inaugurated the first time, so I'm coming full circle here, I've seen real tremendous growth in the work that we're doing, and that is in large part because so many people are getting engaged in that work. And so I encourage you on your way out tonight to check out our website. Our affiliate website is ACLUM for Massachusetts.org, and you can learn about some of the ways that you can volunteer with us and take action on your own. We would really love to have you do this advocacy work with us, and just really appreciate you all coming out tonight for supporting the ACLU's work, and again to Ron and to Musicians for Greater Good for putting on such a fantastic show. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Liv. Thank you so much to Ron and his brother for settling, for putting this together, and our sound team and all the musicians, and for all you lovely people to be here and help give each other courage. I'm Chris Boehmer, and I am here to sing 2 songs. The first one, I'm singing a cappella. I actually set the Gettysburg Address to music, and I sing it every chance I get. And I think I sang it in 2017 when I think Tom Smith and a bunch of people arranged a similar event for after the Muslim ban, first time around. Anyway, I sing this as a prayer for our country, and I'll just launch into it. And if you want to silently say the words to yourself, if this is something that you learned in school, or just listen, because it means a lot. 87 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We are here to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense. We cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men living and dead who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion. And we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. When I sing those lines and I sing about the unfinished work, I think of the ACLU, and I think of all of us here just having to carry on that unfinished work. So this next one is kind of a protest song, kind of a rant as a happy sing-along. And I think it might be based on a Woody Allen quote. No, maybe Lily Tomlin, which is, no matter how cynical I get, I can't keep up. And the title of this song is, It's Always About the Money. And so the chorus is, It's Always About the Money. And sing along as you choose. It's a little different tone from the last one. And the first lines I sing are the chorus, so I'll teach you the chorus. And so listen to the first lines. It's always about the money. It's always about the money. No matter how cynical you or I get, we'll never keep up if we ever forget that it's always about the what? About the money. That's the chorus. They say that mass incarceration's needed for a war on drugs, but we know better. 'Cause billionaires and bankers and bigots are getting fat on prisons and jails. It's always about the money, yeah. It's always
funded by big oil and that pay for obfuscating while they're closing backroom deals. It's always about the money. It's always about the money. Yeah. No matter how cynical you or I get, we'll never keep up if we ever forget that it's always about the what? About the money. They say the Citizens United ruling was about free speech, but the ACLU and all of us know better. The speech that they're protecting is the voice of corporations buying Congress on the sly. It's always about the money. It's always about the money. No matter how cynical you or I get, we'll never keep up if we ever forget that it's always about the what? About the money. And if you thought I had to work to write the lyrics to this song, you should know better. 'Cause every time I open up a paper, oh my God, I gotta write down one more verse. It's always about the money, yeah. It's always about the money. No matter how cynical you or I get, we'll never keep up if we ever forget that it's always about the what? About the money. Yes, it's always about the what? About the money. Thank you for singing. Thank you so much. Yes.
Whoa. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Tom. Looking forward to hearing you play a couple of tunes.
I think that works. So really, really, really good to see you all here tonight. My name is Tom Maynard. I've been doing songwriting and performing in the Boston area for about 30 years. And have a few discs. Anybody wants to go out and look me up, Tom Maynard, tommaynard.com. Have a couple discs out on, or albums out on digital distribution. Another one coming out in a couple months. Just to remind you all, if you haven't heard it enough, the ACLU is looking for your donations. So please go to musiciansforthegreatergood.org, and there's a big donate button there. Click on that, and we would very much appreciate that. So I'm going to do a couple songs. This one is a pretty new one, so I've got the lyrics here, and hopefully everything will go okay. This one is called Bridges Burning. Water is rising, nothing can tame this raging river. Water is rising, what will we find when it recedes? Water is rising, choices have their consequences. Water is rising, balance is lost and chaos freed. It's been clear things needed changing. All people's lives to rearrange. Thumb placed on the scales, watch as justice fails.
We're planting sterile seeds. Wind is roaring, cuts a swath across the landscape. Wind is roaring, tearing apart the lives of all. Wind is roaring, safety is a mere illusion. Wind is roaring, watching as an empire falls. Fear overwhelms compassion. Anger simmers down below. Our feet in their shoes are all we'll lose. Fury foams and boils o'er. Fires raging, living on the forest fringes. Fires are raging, timber slashing, tinder dry. Fires are raging, burning up to our front doorstep. Fires are raging. How in hell can we survive? But weren't we moving forward? Our goals embracing all. It was our blind spot. It's not how others thought. Now we have the great divide. Must carry on, or all must fall. Are we on a fatal slide? Bridges burning, how can we cross this yawning chasm? Bridges burning, what have we lost on the other side? Bridges burning, someone set the span ablazing. Bridges burning, now the gap is far too wide. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Wouldn't be good if I tripped over the chords at this point. This is a song called On the Other Side, written at the time of the beginning of the pandemic, but it asks the question, what's on the other side? When all is said and done, and we are looking to create something that we all feel in our hearts, what will it be on the other side? Through a glass darkly, we strain to see our shadows stretched starkly, obscuring what's to be. It's a vague vision, a future unformed. We can hear thunder, the approach of the storm. What will we find on the other side? What will we find on the other side? What's real and illusion? What's real and illusion? How can we know what to hold on to and what to let go. The center cannot hold the weight of these years of short-sighted choices, still blinded by fears. What will we find on the other side? What will we find on the other side? The infinite points of possible promise, each vying for being, all whirl and spin. What can we imagine? How can we begin to call for a vision for all kith and kin? Path through the darkness, some start a guide, our hopes and best angels, a thing not yet tried. What will it be? What will we choose? With love and compassion we invoke our muse. What will we find on the other side? What will we find on the other side? Thank you.
Testing, I guess it works. My name is Tristan Israel. I'm a singer-songwriter. I live in Tisbury, Massachusetts, on the island of Martha's Vineyard. And I'm here supporting musicians for the greater good.org and the great causes that they've supported. And I hope those people watching online especially, to feel free to donate money to the cause. It's a good cause. And it's doing some of these things on Zoom. This is the first live one I've been with this group, and to see people from the waist down is pretty interesting. Two other things I wanted to mention. One, just I have to do this. This shirt I'm wearing, my wife died of ALS the end of last year, and one of the last things before she couldn't move her fingers, she bought me shirts with guitars on them, so I wanted to give a shout out to my wife Janet. And this first song I'm going to do, back in the 60s during the civil rights movement, I was involved in, we would demonstrate against racism and against the war, And a lot of the songs we sang then came from spirituals, from the era of slavery and from spirituals. And this is one of those songs that I posted it at one point, just said sadly that we still have to be singing today. You know, if you know it, you know, feel free to sing in. Whoa, freedom. Whoa, freedom. Whoa, freedom over me. Yes, and before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more weeping, no more weeping, no more weeping over me. Yes, and before I be a slave, I be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. No more misogynist, no more racist, no more fascist over me. And before I be a slave, I be dead and buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Everybody could sing this. Whoa, freedom. Whoa, freedom. Whoa, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Yes, to go home to my Lord and be free. Thank you. On this song, an album, this was my second album called Sound After the Flash. This is a song I wrote called Little by Little, and I'm usually a glass half empty kind of guy, so I don't know how this song popped out, but here it goes. Let's get that one, get that right. Sometimes it seems that we just can't get it right, that we move past each other like two ships in the night. One side sees justice, the other sees pain, and what one sees as lost, the other sees as gain, yeah. Yes, but little by little we gonna turn on them lights. Little by little we gonna do what is right. Little by little we gonna move past the doubt, and little by little we gonna work it all out. Little by little, little by little. Now if I call you my brother, is that such a crime? Are we so damn cynical? Just give me what's mine. Is it too much to ask to help another friend in need? Or is the only call we follow the call of me and greed? Yeah, but little by little we gonna turn on them lights. Little by little we gonna do what is right. Little by little we gonna move past the doubt, and little by little we gonna work it all out. Little by little, little by little. So if I call you my sister, will you stand tall with me? In the lily of the valleys we will work for harmony, and our eyes will be wide open and our hearts will fill with love as we rise from the ashes to follow the white dove. Yes, but little by little we gonna turn on them lights. Little by little we gonna do what is right. Little by little we gonna move past the doubt, and little by little we gonna work it all out. Little by little, little by little. So in the shadow of the mountain, the eagle tries to soar above the trail of refugees, above the tears of war. And though the cries may seem the loudest and the clouds forlorn, the brave pick up the pieces and some new seeds are sown. That's right. Yeah, so little by little we gonna turn on them lights. Little by little we gonna do what is right. Little by little we gonna move past the doubt, yeah. Little by little we gonna work it all out. Little by little, little by little. So wake up all the children, for their world is being born, and it's to their dreams and visions the rest of us are drawn. I see a sky of rainbows, I hear a song of peace, and even if I don't get there, we all shall be released, yeah. Yeah, so little by little we gonna turn on them lights, and little by little we gonna do what is right, yes. And little by little we gonna move past the doubt, and little by little we gonna work it all out. Little by little we gonna change our world. We're gonna change it. Something like that. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hello. It's been a great night so far, hasn't it? Hopefully you're all having a good time and feeling a lot of largesse that you might wander over to the Musicians for Greater Good website and share a little of that for the good work that the ACLU does. My name is Mark D. Hastings. I'm a performing songwriter from Air, Massachusetts. And over the years, I've become very dismayed at the amount of propaganda that I see being in the media today. And make no mistake about it, it's on both sides. Because the powers that would seek to destroy us are seeking to divide us. And they don't care which side of the issue you're on, they just want us fighting each other over those issues, no matter how trivial, whatever sticks. This song's called What's for Supper and Who's Cooking? And I apologize in advance for the little bit of profanity, but sometimes no other word will do. The stuff they try to feed you could fertilize a field. It's served in such great quantities you won't believe the yield. They quote the same statistics and they tell 10 different lies. We drown in information while understanding slowly dies. What's for supper? And who's cooking? They'll dish on some celebrity, try to pass it off as news. Forget that infotainment and your other worthless views. There's falsehoods from the left, outright lies from the right. They'll invent information and they'll tell you day is night. That's what's for supper. And who's cooking? There's rabble-rouse, there's demagogues and thinly veiled hate speech. I cannot help but be alarmed at the things they try to teach. I care about my country, I care about the dream. Don't serve the same bullshit like it's chocolate ice cream or not for supper. And no matter who's cooking, you got your logical fallacies like ad hominem and straw man. There's faulty clause and false dilemma and old red herring too. There's a slippery slope and black or white and guilt by association. And could I beg the question and appeal to your emotions? I worry that this country might be headed down the drink unless we all begin right now to use our minds and think. Pay attention, get informed, maybe make a note. It's up to every one of us to get out there and vote for what's for supper. And who's cooking? What's for supper? And who's cooking? Thank you. A couple of months ago, I was doing a gig up in New Hampshire, and I learned that there was a protest outside of a immigrant shelter. I think it was in Leominster, which kind of hit kind of close to home. And I may not be a biblical expert, but I seem to remember there was something in there about feeding the hungry and sheltering the homeless and things like that, you know, basically helping out our fellow man. Maybe I'm wrong. This song is called Miracles, and it's about helping out others in need. I no longer wear a young man's shoes. There are times when I get confused. When you've been around as long as you might start to understand why I could be the stranger you chance to meet. Might be a neighbor from down the street. I've given a lot for many a year. Now I'm all alone to face my fears. What does it take to lend a hand to someone who's in need? To someone who can't make it on their own. The world is full of miracles, but none of them compare to an open heart with love enough to share. You can take all your gadgets and that latest craze. They'll scarcely bring you happier days. But giving yourself brings the richest, most true. Open your heart and let the love flow through. What does it take to lend a hand to someone who's in need? To someone who can't make it on their own? The world is full of miracles, but none of them compare to an open heart with love enough to share. It takes love to lend a helping hand to someone who's in need, to someone who can't make it on their own. The world is full of miracles, but none of them compare to an open heart with love enough to share. The world is full of miracles, but none of them compare to an open heart with love enough to care.
I'm Dan Tappan. I'm live in Boxborough. I want to go do one song out of the interest of time, and because I've been running the live stream and I got to get back to that. But this is one I wrote this one right after January 6, 2021, but really that turned out to have a longer life. It's my vision of what this country should be. Let's pretend there's a golden land where all the people understand they're working hand in hand. We'll build a better future. Let's pretend all are equal to the law and to each other as our sisters and our brothers, and we share a common virtue. Let's pretend an obligation to the helpless and the needy, not the selfish and the greedy, the cheaters and the fools in the end. As we pretend and trusted leads our feet along the path, let's pretend this is the hour and we have the power, and then what we pretend may come to pass.
then what we pretend may come to pass. Let's pretend there's a beacon shining brightly on a hill, a light erasing shadows, exposing lying shills. Let's pretend we're a nation of laws and not of men. Let's pretend to hold accountable the ones who tear it down. Let's pretend there's a better way than hatred and division. And guided by the truth, people make a good decision in the end. As we pretend and trust it leads our feet along the path. Let's pretend this is the hour and we have the power. And then when we pretend they come to pass, then what we pretend may come to pass. Let's pretend this is the hour and we have the power, and then what we pretend will come to pass. Thank you.
All right, thank you everybody for coming. This has been such a great, wonderful night. Everyone's just been wonderful and great, and thank you, Ron, for helping putting this together, and it's been wonderful. So I don't know if our description made it to the program because I was late, and Ron was very angry with me for not getting him the description. So we are the Lied Tos, and we are a duo from Massachusetts. We've been together for about 12 years or so, and that's about all you need to know, I guess, really. So anything else? Oh, just again, you've heard it. This is a fundraiser for the ACLU. Please donate. Musicians for the greater good. And we're going to start off with a song called Wind Talker. It's really just a song about isolation and maybe spirituality, and as we know, a lot of people are feeling isolated these days. So. I thought I saw a sign by the side of the road. I am not made for this world. It was written out before me like a wind talker's code. I am not made for this world. I was covered in the blankets of 1,000 lost souls. I am not made for this world. And I rose up like a fire, burning out of control.
by the side of the road. I am not made for this world. It was written out before me like a wind talker's code. I am not made for this world. I am not made for this world. I am not made for this world. Thank you so much. This next song is, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like every single day so much is being thrown at us and we are just being barraged by so much stuff. I work as a home visiting therapist in my day job, and I listen to NPR all day long, basically, which is probably not good for my mental health. But I just feel like it just keeps coming and coming and coming, and you don't know what to focus on. And so this is a song called Spinning that's about that, and about the hope I feel on nights like this when people are gathering together for the common good. And people like Ron and organizations like this one and the ACLU. So thank you all for coming out and gathering and doing what we can do right now. When we're gonna slow things down? When we're gonna slow things down? Get off this road we're on and turn this thing around. When we're gonna slow things down? When we're gonna find some light? When we're gonna find some light? The smallest star can shine right through the blackest night. When we're gonna find some light? See the people gather round, raise their voices, stand their ground. Some things are lost now, but some are found. And the world still spinning round. How we gonna find some peace? How we gonna find some peace when every tragedy suspends us in our grief? How we gonna find some peace? And how we gonna hold on to faith? How we gonna hold on to faith? One day it's all around us and the next it slips away. How we gonna hold on to faith? See the people gather round, raise their voices, stand their ground. Some things are lost now, but some are found. And the world still spinning round. maybe we will always ask why. And words may fail us, but my God, we gotta try. Maybe we will always ask why. And maybe you can take my hand. Maybe you can take my hand. And when we've had about as much as we can stand, maybe you can take my hand. Maybe you can take my hand. Maybe you can take my hand. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I think, at least personally, we accomplished what we set out to do musically, was to share with you the musical expressions of protest and anger and hope that many of us, especially those in this room, feel right now. And I want to thank all of the musicians who donated their time for this event, and especially to Dan Tappan, who, who connected me to this place, and who is responsible for making this concert move. So this is a little closing song. So I went to Mama. I said, Mama, Mama dear, hey, what about peace in this world? She replied, not around here. She sent me off to college, where they speak about big ideas. I spoke about mine. They said, well, that sounds fine, but not around here. No, no, not around here. Then I wrote the president, made sure my letter was clear. I said, sir, what about peace in this world? He replied, not around here. No, 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 not around here. So, what am I to do? Nobody believes it's true, except maybe you. Ask the mother whose son goes to battle. Ask the soldier whose life disappears. Ask the thinker. Ask the drinker. They'll say, not around here. And some say, go work on your outlook. And others say, conquer your fear. And some say reconciliation. But not around here. No, 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 not around here. So what am I to do? Nobody believes it's true, except maybe you. Except maybe you. Thank you. Good night.